Welcome back to the Undo Summer School, the leadership companion for people doing the work and ready to do it well. So far, we've explored burnout and self-leadership, quiet, foundational topics. But today, we're stepping into something that feels more public, but still very, very personal. It's not something new to the Undo podcast, but hey, we can't talk about it enough. It's visibility. So it's not just about being seen, but it's about showing up as you. No mask, no performance. So this episode is for anyone who's ever played small to stay safe or who's dimmed themselves in order to make other people comfortable. It's for anyone who's felt like visibility meant being the loudest or the boldest or even the most polished. Spoiler alert, it's not. Today, I'm going to talk about being visible without being performative, and what it takes to own your brilliance without feeling like a sellout. So as always, we're going to move through our heart lesson, our head lesson, and our hands lesson. So our heart lesson, why is visibility so hard? But also why you're not alone in feeling that way. So here's what I know. A lot of people don't feel invisible because they've done nothing. They feel invisible because they've done everything, but have never been taught how to talk about it. Does that sound familiar? Does that resonate with you? You've probably been told to keep your head down and let your work speak for itself. Be a team player. You've watched others share their wins with ease while you sit quietly second-guessing your every word. You worry about sounding arrogant or being judged, or worst of all, being misunderstood. You're not shy, you're strategic. You're not modest, you're afraid of being misread. And honestly, it's not just personal. It can be cultural, it can be systemic. And for too many of us, it's a case of survival. I have felt this too. I felt that hesitation and minimizing and that instinct to just soften the edges of my success, just in case. But here's what I've learned. Performing is exhausting. Shrinking is unsustainable. And hiding your brilliance doesn't make you humble, it makes you invisible. And you deserve way more than that. So our head lesson for today, what does the research say about being seen? Let's bust a few myths about this and let's get grounded in some real insight, okay? Visibility is not the same as vanity. Being visible isn't about ego. It's about access. It's about influence. It's about impact. The more people see you, the more they understand what you bring, and quite frankly, the more doors open for you. Next thing, there's a thing called the mere exposure effect. So psychology tells us that familiarity builds trust. The more someone sees or hears from you, the more likely they are to view you positively. So no, you're not too much. You're just becoming memorable. Another effect, the spotlight effect. We talk about this all the time on the Undo podcast. This is the one where we think everybody's watching us. They're judging us, critiquing us. I mean, some of us also feel like everyone loves us. We're amazing. But listen, they're not, okay? Most people are far too busy worrying about their own lives, their own visibility to notice yours. So take the risk. People aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. Here's something else. It's called the double bind. So women, professionals of colour, other represented groups, they face this kind of catch-22. If we're too quiet, we're overlooked. If we're too visible, we're too much. It's not paranoia. This is documented. And it's so frustrating. I have been through it time and time again. But what I know now is that staying silent doesn't fix it. If anything, it just keeps you more stuck. So instead of asking, what are they going to think if I speak up? Ask, what will happen if I don't? All right, so our hands lesson then, how to be visible without selling out. Let's make this practical. 1, you're going to redefine visibility. Visibility does not mean shouting. Visibility does not mean shouting. Visibility does not mean shouting. She shouts. It doesn't mean posting to LinkedIn 3 times a week. And it really, really doesn't mean that you have to become somebody that you're not. So ask yourself, what does it look like for me? What would it feel like to be seen on my own terms? Where do I want to be recognized and by whom? You're not trying to get out there for the masses, right? There are people like you that you want to connect with, and that's what it is, connection, right? How does it feel for me to connect with them? Don't worry about everyone else. Remember that visibility isn't one thing and it doesn't have to be grand. So it could be speaking up in a meeting. It could be regularly updating your manager on your wins. It could be posting a project that you're proud of. It could be telling a friend, within a safe space, I'm really proud of something I did this week. All of that counts. So I have a little bragging framework, 3 Ps. I like the 3-letter thing, 3 Rs, 3 Ps. So this week it's pride, purpose, and presentation. Now, this comes from my course, Own Your Brilliance, which is all about self-advocacy and bragging better. Pride is acknowledge your achievements without apology. You did the work. Own it. Purpose. Tailor what you share based on the space you're going to share it. Think about what's relevant here. What is the goal of what I'm sharing? And make it work. Make it make sense. And then finally, presentation. Use your authentic voice. Don't try and sound like anybody else. All right. So the next tool is to start a vault. If self-promotion feels awkward and you're not ready for that spotlight, that's okay. You can start by building what I call a visibility vault. This is a private bank of wins. It's personal, professional, big, small, whatever, written down in your words. You can use this if you're headed to a performance review, if you're getting ready for a presentation, if you're going for an interview, or just to remember that you are as great as you think you are. And the final tool is to just practice, and do it in some low stakes spaces, right? You don't have to go big when you're starting to self-advocate. So you could write a short message on Slack or Teams that just highlights a win. And, big up other people that are involved with it. It's rare that your success is done alone. So don't be greedy, share the credit. And that makes it feel a bit easier too. Share a post with a lesson, not just a result. You don't have to wait for perfection or wait for this amazing result. You can share your learnings. This is a lesson. This is something I've picked up in the course of doing some work. Try saying it out loud, even if you're by yourself. I am proud of ... And let it land, feel it. You're proud of it. It's not a bad thing. Every time you take these actions, you are strengthening your voice. So before I go, I want you to remember, visibility without performance means that you're not putting on a show. You're simply telling the truth about yourself. And when that truth is grounded in your values, your voice, your purpose, it's not bragging, it's not vanity, it's connection, it's belonging. If you want to go deeper, I already mentioned it earlier, I do have a course called Own Your Brilliance, and it's a really powerful tool to help you reframe self-promotion as self-advocacy. So you can enroll at thisisworkwell.com/brilliance. And of course, as a summer school listener, you will find a code in the show notes for a 10% discount. You've done the work. Now you just need to say the words. That doesn't mean being louder. It just means being clearer. I will see you next week as we shift into the us section of summer school. And we're going to be talking about feedback. Feedback. But the kind of feedback that builds trust rather than tension. Until then, own your brilliance because you, my darling, deserve to be seen. Bye.